Have you ever considered why the children we expect to be the most successful aren't always the ones who stand by us in our times of greatest need? In this video, we explore some of the hidden truths about family relationships, caregiving, and the profound impact of how we treat those closest to us. You'll learn why it's often the children who haven't reached the highest levels of societal achievement that end up being the most reliable support when we grow older. We'll also look at the important role played by sons-in-law and daughters-in-law in maintaining family harmony, and how parental favoritism can shape relationships for years to come. But that's not all. Stay with us till the end, and we'll share 3 powerful methods to enhance your family life, ensure happiness, and bring peace to your relationships. These insights may change the way you view and nurture your connections with your loved ones. Whether you're a parent, child, or spouse, this video will offer transformative perspectives that can help strengthen your family bonds. Don't miss these valuable lessons that could lead to more fulfilling, meaningful relationships. Before we begin, please like this video. Your support helps spread these timeless lessons. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. If you like this video, let me know by commenting "Healthy Life" below. If not, comment "Unhealthy" so I can improve future content. Now, let's dive in. The first insight we'll explore is that the most dependable children aren't always the ones who achieve the highest success. Many parents, when raising their children, naturally envision them excelling in areas like academics, career, and financial independence. They dream of their children achieving prestigious roles, securing impressive salaries, and reaching great milestones. Parents beam with pride when sharing their children's accomplishments, showcasing top grades and career successes to friends and family. These successful children are often seen as the ones who will, without a doubt, provide for their parents' care and well-being as they grow older. However, life has a way of defying expectations. As children become adults, many of them set off on ambitious journeys that take them far from home. They may move to different cities, or even different countries, chasing brighter opportunities and new adventures. When the inevitable happens, and parents find themselves aging, frail, and in need of assistance, a crucial question arises: who will care for them? Shockingly, it's often not the children who were once seen as the shining stars in their parents' eyes. Instead, it's the child who didn't achieve as much in society, who stayed behind and didn't chase fame or fortune, who steps forward to care for aging parents. These children, while they may not have reached the heights of others in terms of career or wealth, remain close by. They may not have ventured out into the world for grand opportunities, but they find fulfillment in helping their parents, carrying on family traditions, or simply being there in ways that others cannot. When their parents can no longer navigate daily life alone, these quiet, devoted children are the ones who provide the care. It's in these humble acts, bringing a meal, helping with a short walk, or just sitting together in silence, that the real value is revealed. These moments are filled with love and care that far outweigh any material success. They may not be able to offer extravagant gifts, but their presence and devotion are priceless. Parents often find themselves unexpectedly facing loneliness as their successful children become distant, both physically and emotionally. These children, while they've achieved much, may not have the time or proximity to offer the kind of support their parents need as they age. Though they may send money or arrange professional care, nothing can replace the emotional comfort that comes from family. The true comfort is not in the material, but in the warmth of human connection and presence. This brings us to a crucial realization. The children who stay behind, whose success is measured in love and care rather than wealth, often become the most dependable caregivers. It's these children who will ensure their parents' emotional well-being and provide a sense of closeness that no success or career can deliver. The second insight revolves around the importance of daughters-in-law and sons-in-law in family dynamics. Once our children marry, it's easy for us as parents to inadvertently create an invisible barrier between them and their spouses. We often see our children as the core of the family, while their spouses are viewed as outsiders. This unintentional bias can create significant tension within the family unit. As parents, we might feel the urge to protect our children even when they no longer need that kind of guardianship. However, by doing so, we might alienate their spouses, individuals who also seek acceptance and love within the family. Our instinct to protect our children may unknowingly lead to division rather than unity. When conflicts arise in our children's marriages, our natural inclination might be to side with our biological child, even to the point of suggesting separation. However, we need to understand that in our later years, it won't just be our children who are there to help us. It will also be our sons-in-law and daughters-in-law. Their role in supporting the family can't be underestimated. In conclusion, the most reliable caregivers in our later years may not be the children we once thought would take care of us, but rather those who are quietly present, offering love and support without the fanfare of success. And in ensuring harmony within the family, it's essential to remember the critical roles that sons-in-law and daughters-in-law play. Together, these insights remind us that the true measure of success in family relationships is not in achievements, but in love, loyalty, and presence. As we age, the dynamics of family life change, and we come to realize just how crucial the support and cooperation of not only our children, but also their spouses are in ensuring we are cared for. When families come together to support aging parents, it can become overwhelming for everyone involved, particularly if there is a lack of understanding or goodwill between the different members of the family. The way our relationships evolve over time can either strengthen or strain the bonds we've worked so hard to nurture. Raising children is a job that requires immense dedication, and as parents, we often focus on shielding our children from the difficulties of the world. We protect them, guide them, and watch them grow. However, when we reach the later stages of our lives, we need the support not just of our children, but of the entire family, including the spouses of our sons and daughters. Our children, who once looked to us for guidance, now have their own partners who contribute to the decisions they make. This is a crucial shift in the family dynamic. There's a saying that captures this perfectly. Sons belong to their mothers, but daughters will not stay home forever. This reflects how family relationships change over time. Our children marry and begin lives with their spouses, and as parents we must accept that their partners are just as important in the family structure as our own children. Sons and daughters may not be the sole focus of our attention anymore, and we must broaden our hearts to welcome and include their spouses into our family circle. The idea of only loving and caring for our biological children, while sidelining their spouses, creates an environment where tension may flourish. Even the most devoted children may begin to feel the strain if they perceive us as not accepting or respecting their life partners. This emotional disconnect can lead to more distance between parents and children, weakening the family's bond. The idea of being caught in a dilemma between saving one person over another, like having to choose between saving our wife or mother in a dangerous situation, is a painful one. It's not a position any child should be forced into. Rather than making such impossible choices, the way forward is to foster cooperation, respect, and shared responsibility in the family. When we respect our sons and daughters-in-law and see them as integral members of the family, they are more likely to step in and care for us when the time comes, without feeling burdened or resenting the responsibility. It's important to understand that respect must go both ways. We must not allow negative feelings to take root because of perceived slights or differing values. If we harbor resentment toward our children's spouses, we must reflect on whether we are being fair and whether we have extended the same level of respect and acceptance that we would hope for ourselves. The relationships we have with our sons and daughters-in-law are crucial, and we need to nurture them just as we would any other family bond. When we are older and our physical health begins to decline, it's easy to feel frustrated or bitter about perceived injustices in family relationships. However, This is the time when we need to take a step back, reevaluate our attitudes, and let go of past grievances. Only through understanding and empathy can we bridge gaps in our relationships. The way we approach our family dynamics, especially with the spouses of our children, can make a profound difference in our ability to stay connected with them. It's never too late to change the way we see things and how we interact with family members. Our children's spouses are not just extensions of them. They are individuals with their own contributions to the family. By embracing them with love, understanding, and respect, we can create a family environment that is full of unity and care, even when illness or aging presents new challenges. The strength of a family is not determined by bloodlines alone, but by the relationships we nurture through respect and love. As we reflect on the consequences of the decisions we made while raising our children, we may realize that those choices have far-reaching impacts on the quality of care and support we receive as we age. Parents who showed favoritism, neglect, or unfair treatment toward one or more children may find themselves facing deep emotional consequences later on. Children who were overly pampered may struggle with independence and responsibility, while those who felt neglected may harbor resentment or even distance themselves emotionally. These issues can create divisions within the family when support is most needed. The story of a family torn apart by favoritism illustrates how unresolved emotional wounds can resurface at the most difficult times. Siblings who were treated unfairly as children may hold on to bitterness long into adulthood, and the scars left by favoritism or neglect often surface when parents require care. The emotional toll of past choices becomes evident when parents need their children's help, and the relationships that could have provided support may be fractured or weak. When parents look back on their lives in their later years, they often feel regret. They realize that the way they treated their children has come full circle, and the emotional strain of favoritism, neglect, or imbalance in family dynamics has left them isolated, with no one to turn to for the care they need. This realization can be painful, but it also offers an opportunity for change. Even in our later years, we can work to heal those family rifts, rebuild relationships, and create the kind of loving, supportive family environment that we longed for all along. Ultimately, it's the bonds we create through mutual respect, care, and understanding that will carry us through life's challenges. Family strength is not built solely on blood, but on the enduring ties of love and shared responsibility. By extending compassion to all members of the family, especially our sons and daughters-in-law, we can build a legacy of unity and support that will sustain us as we grow older. As people age, the dynamics within families often undergo significant changes, shifting from mutual support to a growing sense of isolation and regret. Many parents, who once dedicated their lives to raising their children, find themselves in a position where, when they most need their children's support, it's no longer available. By this point, the emotional wellspring that should have nurtured these relationships has run dry. They are left to face their later years with a deep longing for what might have been, overshadowed by a profound sense of loss. The transformation in parent-child relationships as they age is not random. It reflects the seeds sown over the years. When parents nurture their children with love, fairness, and understanding, the fruit of these efforts is a supportive, caring bond. However, when neglect or unfairness marks the relationship, the result is often distance, resentment, and regret. These changing dynamics are often a mirror of what has been built or neglected throughout the years. If you find yourself resonating with these reflections, feel free to share your thoughts below. It's important to acknowledge these truths as they guide us in the way we approach our relationships. In life's journey, it's all too easy to get caught up in the present, leaving the future unexamined. As we move through midlife, it becomes crucial to begin preparing for the inevitable changes that come with aging. Many of us avoid thinking about our future health, the possibility of needing others, and the inevitable decline that time brings. But true peace in later years comes not from avoiding these truths, but from preparing for them mentally, emotionally, and relationally. There's a powerful story about a farmer who was crushed by poverty. Desperate and defeated, he cried out to God, wondering why he had lived his life with nothing. God responded with a stark offer: 10,000 gold pieces in exchange for his family, his wife, his children, and the remainder of his days. The farmer, faced with the harshness of this deal, fell silent. In that moment, he realized something profound. His real wealth was not in material possessions, but in the love and presence of his family. He had failed to appreciate the value of what truly mattered until the threat of losing it became all too real. This story serves as a reminder that true happiness does not lie in the dreams we chase or the wealth we accumulate, but in the relationships and moments we often take for granted. How often do we find ourselves seeking more wealth, success, or recognition, while overlooking the simple joys of life? The people we love, the moments of peace, and the fleeting experiences that bring us joy are treasures often forgotten in the pursuit of something else. Fulfillment doesn't come from perfection or the relentless chase of an ideal life, but from appreciating the blessings we already hold close. Whether we are young, full of dreams, or older, reflecting on our past, the key to contentment lies in being present, embracing the moment, and appreciating what we have. Life will present us with its imperfections, health challenges, relationship struggles, and moments of doubt. But if we can find joy in what we have, if we can be grateful for our families, our health, and the time spent with loved ones, we will discover a deeper sense of happiness that is not reliant on future achievements. This kind of happiness strengthens relationships and makes the time we have meaningful. As we move through life, the wisdom we gain should lead us to appreciate what truly matters. Instead of striving for perfection, we should teach ourselves and future generations the value of the present moment. In doing so, we create a legacy of love and peace, a sense of gratitude that enriches our families and deepens our relationships. To foster a more fulfilling life, we can start by changing how we communicate. Our words hold immense power. They can uplift and inspire, or break down and discourage. When we speak with kindness and patience, particularly to our children, we create a foundation for love and mutual respect. This positive communication ripples through generations, fostering harmony even as we age. Another key change is shifting our mindset. Life is unpredictable, and not everything will go as planned. We may not always receive the care we expect from others, and relationships may experience conflict. Instead of expecting perfection, we can find peace in accepting that even small gestures of care can make a huge difference. Letting go of resentment and embracing the imperfections of life allows us to find joy in the present and cultivates resilience for the challenges ahead. Lastly, as we grow older, it becomes essential to actively nurture our relationships. Whether it's with family, friends, or even neighbors, meaningful connections provide support and companionship. A humble heart, willing to ask for help and accept it, ensures that we will never face life's challenges alone. In the story of Yuko, we see a poignant example of how family dynamics can change. Yuko, after being called upon to care for her aging mother, found herself making great sacrifices, quitting her job, moving back home, and dedicating herself to her mother's care. Despite her best efforts, her mother's behavior became increasingly critical, creating a painful emotional burden. Yuko's experience highlights how love and sacrifice can sometimes go unrecognized, and how complex the dynamics of caregiving can be. Nonetheless, her story serves as a reminder that, even in difficult situations, the relationships we cherish must be nurtured with patience, understanding, and compassion. This lesson, woven through the story of Yuko and many others, reminds us of the importance of cultivating love, patience, and resilience within our families. By doing so, we can ensure that the relationships we build will be a source of strength and support, no matter what the future holds. Yuko was devastated when she learned that her mother was spreading false and hurtful rumors about her, claiming that she didn't love her despite everything Yuko had done. Her mother continued to stir discord within the family, creating a tense and unhappy atmosphere. As time passed, Yuko's siblings also struggled to find peace, with no one able to escape the growing emotional strain. Towards the end of her life, Yuko's mother began to reflect on her actions, regretting how she had treated her children. But by then, the damage to their relationships was irreparable, leaving behind scars that would take years to heal. This story carries an important message about the preservation of family harmony. It reminds us that family relationships thrive on open communication, built on love, not on unrealistic expectations or unacknowledged mistakes. Our words and actions shape the relationships that define our lives, and transforming them requires self-awareness and responsibility. Holding on to pride, anger, or resentment only widens the gap between us and our loved ones. The sooner we let go of these burdens, the sooner we can build deep, meaningful connections that can help us navigate life's challenges as a family. As people grow older, the dynamics between parents and children often shift in complex and sometimes painful ways. Elderly individuals, especially when they begin to face physical decline, often feel insecure about losing their independence. This fear can make them yearn for attention and care from their children. However, it can also cause them to distance themselves or resist help, feeling as if they're becoming a burden. This emotional tug-of-war can lead to tension, especially when parents begin to speak negatively about their children. Unfortunately, this behavior, though often born out of frustration, only deepens the emotional rift, making it harder for children to maintain a connection or offer support. Risa's story is a powerful illustration of the challenges that come with caring for an aging parent. At 51, she had dedicated herself entirely to caring for her mother, who had suffered severe injuries in a fall years earlier. As her mother's cognitive abilities declined, Risa's role became even more demanding. Her mother often confused Risa with her younger brother, a painful reminder of the mental decline that accompanies aging. Despite this, Risa remained devoted, cooking nutritious meals and installing security cameras to ensure her mother's safety. But caregiving came at a great cost. Risa quit her well-paying job to focus entirely on her mother, sacrificing not only her career, but her personal life as well. Over the years, Risa's marriage, once full of promise, slowly deteriorated under the weight of caregiving duties, eventually leading to its end. Other relationships followed the same path, strained by the constant demands of caregiving. Risa's story is one that many caregivers know too well: the heartbreaking struggle between duty and personal fulfillment. Her love for her mother was undeniable, but the emotional toll left her feeling drained and isolated. Risa's experience offers a lens through which we can understand the sacrifices of caregivers and the strain they endure. Even though Risa was one of 5 siblings, she took on the primary caregiving role, while her second sister, who also cared for her own ailing husband, voiced concerns for Risa's future. She suggested alternatives, such as having their mother move in with her, or considering a nursing facility that could provide specialized care. Despite these concerns, Risa felt a deep sense of responsibility. As the youngest child, she believed it was her duty to care for her mother, especially since she felt less tied to other obligations. To her, caregiving wasn't just a duty. It was a way to give back to the woman who had raised her. While her sister understood this, it was clear that Risa's decision came with immense sacrifice. This bittersweet understanding between the 2 siblings was laced with a sense of loss for what could have been, had circumstances been different. This story is a reflection of the emotional complexity involved in caregiving. Both parents and children must strive for open communication and mutual understanding. Parents who express frustration or disappointment about their children can deepen the divide, making it more difficult for their children to offer the care they need. On the other hand, children like Risa are often torn between the desire to honor their parents' needs and the necessity of protecting their own emotional well-being. This delicate balance can feel fragile, especially when caregiving becomes overwhelming. To foster healthy relationships, both sides need patience, empathy, and respect. Parents should acknowledge the sacrifices their children make, while children must set healthy boundaries to ensure they don't lose themselves in the process. Caregiving, when done with love and understanding, can strengthen the bond between parent and child, creating a deeper connection based on trust and mutual respect. As we wrap up this video, I encourage you to reflect on the lessons shared here today. If you've gained insights from these stories, please comment with one takeaway and share how you plan to incorporate it into your life. Your support is invaluable to us, and by sharing your thoughts, we can continue this important journey of understanding, healing, and growth together. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that inspire, challenge, and encourage. Together, we can create stronger, more supportive families, one story at a time.